Hello, Tamily. We are excited to host interview 181 with Elizabeth. Her Instagram name, I believe, is Elizabeth the Rainbow Warrior. It just disappeared off my phone. I want to make sure I get it right for you. So it is Elizabeth the Rainbow Warrior. We will ask her what that means, and we will get connected in just a moment. Hello.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us to be interview 181 of Ask Tamily.
you're welcome. I just needed to put the volume up.
No problem. Well, we have some questions planned for you. We'll also take some questions from the chat, but let's go ahead and get started with our favorite question, which is when and how did you start with the Tracy Anderson method?
Well, when is 3 years ago?
Today, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. And why is because I watched my friend from the Bronx doing it, and I saw her results, and I was like, wow, this girl is fire. And I didn't like myself at the time, so I was like, okay, maybe this will help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. From the physical perspective and also the mental perspective too.
Yeah, totally.
So when you started 3 years ago today, what did you do first? Did you start with metamorphosis or did you do streaming?
No, I started streaming.
Okay.
I had no idea there was metamorphosis until like maybe a year ago or something,
Okay.
or 2 years ago. I was like, what are they talking about? What is this?
There was something before streaming.
Yeah, I figured that out. And I've been thinking, should I try it or not? But, I don't know.
I mean, streaming's exciting, and especially because you're seeing the brand new content and everything. I struggle with not being able to know what are all the new workouts, but it's incredible, some of the moves and material and everything in Metamorphosis and also in Tracy's other DVDs. So
yeah, probably. Yeah,
I occasionally go back and look at some of those too, but streaming is definitely the most exciting. So what level did you start with when you started with streaming?
Oh, I started at starting.
Okay.
Beginner. Yeah. And I did no weights.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have fibromyalgia.
Okay.
And I was really sick at the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I could do I think I did 3 times a week in the beginning.
Okay.
And I was dying every time. And actually I did I went on and off until September, the beginning of September.
Okay.
Because I was also doing Ashtanga yoga.
Okay.
Yeah. But in September, I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop with Ashtanga and I'm just going to go for this.
Okay.
And then I started doing 5 days a week.
Okay.
Still with no weights. And I started doing intermediate.
That's good.
Yeah.
And now are you doing advanced?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so from your posts.
Yeah. I think it's 2 years. I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what kind of results have you seen that are, different, especially because you were doing yoga and stuff before Tracy?
Well, I just posted pictures so everyone can go and see. But yeah, a huge difference in my body. Mm-hmm. And also my mind. I loved what she was talking about in the after class lecture. I used a lot of time watching it. Sometimes I did it 3 times a week just to hear it over and over again in the beginning.
Yeah.
Really loved it. I also think that a lot of things she's saying relates to yoga sometimes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. How you're thinking and Yeah. So I really like that. Um,
Yeah, definitely the mind-body connection for sure.
yeah. And I can feel it. You know, the more you do the workout, the more you feel connected.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're not struggling anymore with the pain of the wrist and
Right.
and the stuff, then you start to connect more and more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
when
that's how I feel.
those some of the initial, I don't know, it's like growing pains or whatever that you go through in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
your wrists never hurt again after.
No,
You know,
it's crazy. I was like in the beginning, I'm like, is it ever gonna stop? Ever? I was like, this is so painful. But now it's like, you know,
yeah,
it's not there because I'm stronger and
absolutely.
I'm maybe pushing in a different way.
Right, and using more of your body to do the move, like, and
Yeah.
have your weight distribution, more balanced.
Yeah. 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 100%.
So, do you do the dance cardio?
Nope. I tried and I still try to get it in, but I can't. I don't know what happens. And even when I was trying to do it and I did it for a little, like a month or something, sometimes I just went to the shower and I was like, did the shower, get dressed, and I was like, oh, I was supposed to do the dance cardio.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
it's
And
hard.
also I have like, bad shoes and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's really about what works for you. Some
Yeah.
people, it's more so the dance cardio. Others, it's more so the muscular structure, but it's the time and the routine as well.
Yeah. And I've been thinking like, if it will come, it will come. And just like, I just have to be where I am. And just as
Yeah.
long as that is good for me,
Yes.
that's just how I have to work with it.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. Just be where you are and see, what happens. Because a lot of the time people say, oh, that's not for me. It's never going to be for me. And then they become these like dance cardio queens that are doing it all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it all
I
kind of
know.
depends on where you're at with the method at that time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. In life, everything,
What about being part of the Tamily community inspires you?
Oh, it's all the love. It's also supporting. And also that's also one of the things because I went to Portugal 2.5 years ago that summer. And it was so much drama in that yoga community. Sorry. And I was so fed up. And that's also why I also just like, ugh, I can't do it. I need to stop for a while. But I think it's so supportive. Nobody pushing anybody down. Everybody's just lifting each other.
Yeah.
And I never, like everybody else in there, I never experienced such a supportive group.
Right. Yeah, it does feel like the most positive place on earth. Like,
yeah.
in the family. I mean, and no one is even like judging you or anything. I mean, people have done the method for years. They can do beginner and like, it's just, we're just here to support each other and, be part of something that can be positive and good for us, especially from like a well-being perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And even if you're this or that or your education or whatever, it doesn't matter what you are. It's just you're just in there and you're moving, and that's whatever. That's what's important, not everything else.
Well, we have a question in the chat from Ryan, who is a trainer. And he asked, where are you joining us from, Elizabeth?
Oh, Norway, in Tønsberg. It's not so far from Oslo.
And it's, what time is it there right now?
It's 9 p.m.
Okay. And it's
sleepy time.
3 p.m. in the afternoon where I am. But the Tamily is connected everywhere.
I know, and that's what's awesome. You can just go on Zoom and work out together.
It is amazing. I mean, and especially to think we were doing that even before the pandemic. But, we have had that ability to still stay so connected.
I know. That was amazing during the pandemic. Like being with other people and just talking, and I think it helped so many people not being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how people with in-person gyms like made it. Like, how would you do a consistent workout every day somewhere and then completely have to stop? Even for the studio members that, you know, they join in with streaming and Zoom groups and stuff too.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome. I am a little bit jealous though that they, and this is the thing. I lived in New York for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 2011 to 2013.
Okay, but that was before.
And I didn't know anything about Tracy Anderson.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
I was there every year, every day. Walking the streets.
I'm sure sometime in the future. Have you ever been to a studio or a Vitality Week?
No, I haven't. Maybe one day.
Yes, maybe. I'm not even sure if there'll be any Vitality Weeks in 2022, but maybe in the future too. Plus, it's so fun just to meet up with anyone at any of the studios.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And there's Tamily meetups all over the world, so you can just meet Tamily people too.
Yeah, I think that's probably some of the most amazing thing, to meet the people.
Absolutely.
And in the studio, I would love it, but you know, the people. Yeah.
Have you met any Tamily members in person that you've only known from Instagram yet?
No.
You'll have to keep some that are in Norway. I know we have.
I know. And you know, I should have connected with Connie because she is sometimes like just across almost the street from me. The city is like a tiny place, not so far from here. Wow. So maybe I'll get to meet her one day.
Maybe.
Yeah. And there's one more, and I don't remember her name though. Okay. And she's not so far from me either. Yeah.
We'll have to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
So Movement Tam has a question. I don't know if you're drinking anything, but she asked what we're drinking. This is ice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm drinking. What am I drinking, Tina? Matcha milk? No.
Because you have turmeric inside that.
Uh-huh.
Sounds healthy.
Okay. So it's almond milk with the cardamom and turmeric.
Okay. Well.
And a little bit of maple syrup.
Yum. That's similar. I have iced coffee with almond milk.
Yeah. This is to calm you down. Calm my nerves.
This is just a chat with the Tamily.
I know. It's easier than I thought.
Oh, totally. What would be your advice to someone who's new to the method or new to the Tamily?
Just stay consistent. You know, just even though you think sometimes is it ever gonna change? And you know, the filming, because when you film yourself, you will suddenly see the change. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, I don't think sometimes maybe you don't even want to see it, you know, because you're doing a move and then you look, I see that line over there.
Yeah.
It wasn't there yesterday. It's there today.
Or like your ability to, like, just your execution of the moves improves.
Yes, totally. Like, I can see, you know, when you're like, the leg is not like this anymore. It's like this. Yeah.
And it's so hard to realize that. Like, if you're not, I don't know, because if you're not filming the workout, even just looking at pictures afterwards or whatever, it's not the same as seeing, like, I used to not be able to move my leg like that. Like, it gets
you need to see the film.
Not being able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you totally need to see the movement on film.
So Movement Tam, I don't know what her real name is, so sorry about that. But we'll call her Movement. She wants to know more about your healthy eating.
Ooh, it's not always healthy.
That's the secret?
No, it was, yeah, that was a part of also when I started to be super dedicated to this. Also try to eat differently. And in the beginning, I began with like counting your calories and all kinds of stuff, which, you know, in the end, it doesn't work. So I think, and I'm plant-based mostly. So I can't follow Tracy's recipes either. But I just try to eat what is good for my body. So I also went to a lady that does Ayurvedic.
Okay.
You know, Ayurveda. So she could see what is good for me to eat and what is bad for me to eat. And that's a big part of being healthy because, you know, you can eat things you think is healthy for you and then it's not because your belly doesn't want to have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That is definitely important to understand for yourself too.
Yeah. But the chocolate takes over sometimes.
I like to say chocolate is not really bad for you. I mean,
well, it depends on how much.
Right. In what form, I guess.
But that's my bad stuff. Yeah.
Marge and Ryan both made a good point in the chat about having mirrors and that those are very helpful with the workout as well. Have you been using mirrors also? And did you do that in the beginning?
No, I don't have space for it. I have a small apartment. So
I found it's helpful even if it's not a huge mirror. Like, you know, a little 10 by 10 inch mirror. Like, even if you can see the height of your foot or something, that can be helpful too.
Yeah, but also that's why I'm using the camera so I can watch myself.
Right, and you can see yourself in the front. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I don't even know where to put it, and then if I'm not kicking it down, you know who's gonna kick it down.
Well, on that note, my breezy Summer asked if you would tell us about your little one doing your workout with you.
You know, sometimes it's easy, and other days, you know, I post it sometimes that I get mad at him. But usually I get him to daycare and then I do it. So because for a long time I needed to be by myself because I got irritated because of the pain in my body and I'm trying to focus.
Yeah.
But these days it's easier. Yeah. But, you know, he will climb on me and he will do crazy stuff. He's an energy bomb.
I saw one video you posted where you were like doing the move over him and then like going back. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes it so much more challenging.
Yeah, that's why I say I have this obstacle sometimes that I have to go around to do the workout.
It's so good though to have, you know, your children see that you make that a priority and things like that, that it's an important part of your life. But definitely the alone time is another important aspect of the workout too.
Yeah, because it was a long time where he didn't watch any TV or anything when I'm working out, and then he will bug me more. So I was like, okay, you know, even if he watched in the morning, he will watch it again because I need this space.
Yeah, yeah.
For myself. So yeah, totally. But you know, he also likes to sometimes watch Tracy and then like, okay, what she's doing, and then he tries to do the same.
We're raising a bunch of Tam children. Well, I'm not. You guys are.
Yeah.
So Marge asked, can you tell us about your filming and posting setup? How do you manage it every day? And your space looks huge from your videos.
It's so tiny.
Must be an illusion.
Yeah, so I just moved downstairs. I used to live up there.
Okay.
That was even like smaller, but I feel like the setup of my stuff is it feels like it's like smaller to move around, so I'm trying to figure that out, but the ceiling is really high.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an old Norwegian house. So, yeah. But so the the camera is on top of stuff. And it falls down. And I have to put it up again and it falls down. So I'm building with books and with everything just to, yeah. And you know, I'm a photographer. I should get a tripod or something for the phone. But
right. Yes, you definitely should.
but I'm so used to, I do this with my camera too. I just build stuff and put it on and then I'm like, okay, it works.
Whatever works in the environment.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a lot of comments. I'm looking for any other questions. Okay. Hannah would like to know, what do you listen to when you're doing the method?
So in the beginning, I only listened to what Tracy listened to. Yeah, only did that, and I couldn't understand how people were like listening to other stuff. I was like, how did they do this, and how did they make the playlist? And then the little ding sound came, and that was so amazing. We all love that. But so not so long ago, I started to just trying other people's playlists, and I love it. And lately, it's been a lot of reggae. I'm on a reggae train.
It's whatever can inspire you in the workout. That's definitely cool.
But I always do Tracy the first day with her. Okay. So I can hear the sound and yeah, I feel that's easier.
Okay, that makes sense. And sometimes she does have like, you know, music that connects really well to the arms, or it's just a song that you end up liking, even if it's one that you haven't heard before and stuff. So it's
yeah, totally. Yeah. So I try to listen to different stuff, but yeah.
So we have a couple more questions in the chat. This is a lot of chat questions today. Lisa said, first of all, thank you for your positive replies to my posts. And what recommendations do you have for staying so consistent?
If I don't do it, I feel bad in my body, you know. There are times where I can't do it and where it's been like a week and then I just really start to feel it in, you know, everywhere. So it definitely helps my pain go away. I also have scoliosis, so I'm like totally twisted and yeah, you know, weird in every kind of. But yeah, I need to do it. That's why. Well, and in the beginning, it was mostly because, you know, I wanted to change my body because I wasn't happy with myself. But the last year, it's been like a really healing journey for me. And I love myself more and more every day. So it's amazing. But now I have to do it because it feels better to me.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, with a variety of, you know, different kind of conditions and stuff, I think people don't realize like how beneficial the movement can be until they're doing it for a while. And then you realize like, wow, if only I had done this sooner, you know, especially the way of the method, that it is about balancing your body and, you know, evening things out and stuff like that.
Yeah. And even my friend said that she's doing the cross factor thing, which is really, really good for your body. Yeah.
So Movement Tam has another question. She said she is excited to hear about your photography. Do you have a personal page where you post photography?
No, I do have my personal, just Elizabeth Stiglitz, where I post some of my photography and just everyday life diary. But I'm really bad at also like a web page. I have one and I don't know what happened to it, and I have to go back and look at it to put it up.
Yeah.
Because I always work with analog photography. Okay. So I use negatives and film and can't do digital. It's really not the same. And then, you know, putting a web page is also weird for me. So yeah, I try. I will post when I get it up. I will post it.
Okay. We will definitely follow up with you about that. And then Marge has a question. She said, can you talk about the cold water plunges and what benefits you found with that?
Yeah, it started as a challenge between me and my friend. But I did it for a long time, and I did it like often, almost every day sometimes. And it calmed me down even more with the anxiety stuff. But lately it hasn't been that much because it's been so cold and snowy. You know, you don't want to, I don't know how it's in Fahrenheit, but in Celsius it's been like -6 and 10 degrees. And then you kind of don't want to get undressed.
Yeah, I think that
it's calming to the brain. Yeah.
Did you do it outside or inside?
Yeah, that's also a thing because it's the Wim Hof. I've been looking at him and doing the shower. It doesn't work for me. I hate it. It's like getting the cold, just like I can't. But getting into the water, it's more like, you know, it's like a blanket that just holds you, kind of.
Just a freezing blanket that's holding you.
Yeah, but you know, then you have to also, again, then you have to calm down and you have to breathe. And the breathing is the thing that takes you down. And then you kind of don't feel it so much.
Very interesting.
If you believe me.
I'm intrigued. Okay, we have lots of other hearts and comments in the chat, but we're going to go back to some other planned questions. What is something that you have learned from Tracy?
I can't even remember what I replied to that because I wrote them down to remember because my fibro brain is like, I'll have to look at my paper.
Oh, that's totally fine.
What has she? Well, she makes me stronger and like doing the consistency, you know, and actually listen to what she's saying. Yeah, and I mean, I see people also, you know, see her and then they think, okay, who is this little nice lady, you know, but she's so much beyond what anybody thinks. And just believing in yourself, you know.
Right. Like even I think in I don't know, maybe it was like the little commercial thing before the workout this week that she said something like, you know, no one should know more about your body and your movement than you. Like there aren't like other people in fitness that say that. Like they would say, you know, this is what you need to do to get this result. And she's like, you have to learn you and you have to do it.
Yeah, and that's something I really love, that she doesn't talk and we just have to follow her. And in the beginning I was also like, the standing sequence, I was like, what is this? I have to like move my hip and I was really stiff and I was like, this is so weird. And I always been like more like a guy girl than a girl. So I was like, why should I stand here? And now I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm like, oh yeah, can I do it more?
Yeah, you don't realize
actually
connection.
What's her? I don't know her name, but I think her handle is like Shintra or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said something about feeling sexy. And you know, you start to feel sexy and you're like, oh yeah, I totally get this. I totally get why I'm supposed to do this.
Right, and feeling confident and comfortable too. Like I remember that too, of thinking like, this is like sort of embarrassing. Why are we moving like this? Or especially the standing abs, like I think, what is this doing? And now you can feel every muscle in your body being used during that. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah. And I kind of started to like, oh, I love this. And now I'm like trying to be like more, you just move, you know, because
right.
the more stiff you are, the harder it actually is.
Right. Exactly. And that's like, Tracy doesn't want us to be that way. She wants us to move in whatever way our bodies will move.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
What would you say is your favorite thing about the Tracy Anderson method?
All of you guys.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. I love it. I love watching other people. I love seeing the progress. You know, some people I've seen from the beginning and some I haven't, but still I love, you know, everything that happens and the times where I can't be on the Instagram and I come back and I'm like, oh, something happened. And I have to scroll and go back. What happened to this person? I have to ask them because, you know,
right.
I just want to be there for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa, I know Lisa, I've been watching from the beginning and I love her progress.
Yeah. She's doing amazing. Well, I guess it might have been a few months ago. I think we interviewed her. Yeah. There's so many fantastic people in the community.
Yeah, it is.
So at this point, are you doing advanced all the time, or do you ever mix it up and do intermediate or start beginner?
No, I do only advanced. But when we do the Zoom team, I usually do intermediate with the others. Yeah. So that's when I only do the IMC.
And but are you doing it every day or still about 5 times a week?
I've been trying to do like 6 and 7 days a week. But after I started working 2 days a week, it's very hard for me to get those days in. Sometimes I can do it after work, but usually I'm too tired and I can't do it in the morning because then I'm going to wake up all the neighbors because it's a, you know, wooden old house. So you hear everything. And I accepted it. I started to accept like, okay, 5 times is fine, you know?
That's true. Yeah, you have to do what works for you, but you also have to fit it into your life. And really the consistency is what is important. If it can only be 5, but it's always 5, that's where you're still going to see tremendous results.
Yeah, just accept it, you know, accept what you can do and go from there. I think is the most important. Yeah.
So one other thing we did want to ask you about, which I mentioned at the beginning, is your Instagram handle, and what does it mean?
It only means rainbows and love. No, so actually because I used to use my other account in the beginning because of Aneda, who made me start doing this. So I started watching her, and then, you know, I went watching Anna, I don't know, it's Ariel mom or something.
Okay. Yes.
And then just, you know, it bundled up. And one day, and then I got some outfits from For the Love of Rock Stars. And I had one of those on and a pants on that was like a rainbow, and then, you know, the pants was rainbow. And I love Coco Rosie, and I love the Rainbow Warrior song. I was like, yeah, that's going to be the name.
Very nice. I love it.
And I mean, you know, we need more rainbows and love. We
do. That's for sure.
Yeah.
This Tamily community definitely helps with that.
Yeah.
So before we take any other questions from the chat, if anyone has any more, why don't we play 2 Truths and a Lie? Are you prepared for that?
Yes, I wrote them down. Let's see.
Well, let's go through the 3 statements, and then everybody in the chat can guess what is the lie.
Okay, are you ready? I went backstage after a Go-Go Bordello concert, pretending I knew them and partied with them all night.
Okay.
I have hugged my favorite animal, the amazing lion. I can juggle 3 oranges with one hand.
Oh my gosh. Those are all 3 very extreme scenarios. Okay. So, went backstage at the concert, hugged a lion, and can juggle 3 oranges, but only with one hand. Like, is that really humanly possible? Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I don't know. So Ryan is saying the second one is the lie, which is hug the lion. I mean, that seems pretty unusual, so I could see that being the lie. Emily says that the juggling is a lie, but we have like 3 people saying that hug the lion is a lie. Well, now 2 more people are saying the juggling is a lie. So we believe number 1 is true. And it's between 2 and 3. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think the juggling is more likely to be a lie than the lion, but that can't be possible. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna say 2 is the lie. What's the lie?
So, if I understood it correct, there were 2 lies, right?
Oh, okay. So
I had 2 lies and one.
Okay, and one
right.
truth. Okay, so is number 1 the truth?
Yes.
Then we win.
I did go backstage with Gogo Bordello.
Oh my gosh.
All night.
And you really just pretended that you were their friend and they let you backstage?
Yeah, actually I did. It was in Copenhagen. I lived there for many years. I lived there for like 13 years or something. And after a concert, my friend first went in the door and then I went in and I just saw this lady coming down some stairs and I was like, hey! And she was like, hey! And then I just passed the security.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
so fun.
I guess that seemed more plausible than the juggling or the lion.
I would love to hug a lion, though.
I was like, well, maybe there's a chance.
Well, people have done it.
Yeah. It's certainly rare, though, but people have done it.
Yeah, they have.
So what is something else, Elizabeth, that you would want to share with the Tamily while you have this audience?
I don't know. I just love you guys. I don't know what to say.
Well, we definitely think that you're inspiring and a great member of the Tamily community. It's definitely uplifting to see your videos and hear about, your life a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love being here and I love all the love.
Exactly. Yeah. Just, being positive and uplifting and supportive of each other. It's unfortunate that that's kind of a rare thing.
Yeah, I know. And I felt that I also been like kind of in between for 5-6 years because he's going to be 6. Mm-hmm. And after I got him, that's when everything started to happen. I started to have more pain than I had before. And I almost couldn't move my neck at a point. And I got anxiety and panic attacks and like really crazy thoughts. Mm-hmm. And I thought like, okay, is this going to be my life forever? And then when I started doing the Tracy Anderson, I also started to see all these beautiful people and how they support each other in every kind of different, challenges in life. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I just, watching and then feeling the love and then starting to, just, what if I try to just switch it and also give the love?
Right.
And it will just grow in you.
Yeah. Well, and as amazing as the method is, it's like sometimes that's not enough. Like having the community, you know, like I had the Metamorphosis DVDs and all that stuff for a long time, and I never became really consistent until I had the Tamily on Instagram. So it's like I knew it was the workout for me. It was, I loved it. I did see results, but I just didn't get consistent until I had that other support element. And I think that's what makes it like so perfect. And you couldn't even, you know, plan this. Like it had to be that thousands of us came together through this forum, like, you know, because it's something that we choose to do and choose to connect with each other. But that takes the workout to another level, because you get a lot of that, you know, mental and emotional benefits from just doing the physical workout, but then also from the community. It's just, it's so good to hear that kind of thing, because I don't think people always realize, like, oh, if you have anxiety, and of course it's totally normal to have anxiety, especially everything everyone's been through, but it will actually help to do the exercise and to connect with a community on social media. Like that's not
it is. It's so weird. And also what I found out is, you know, when people started to ask me, oh, how are you? And, you know, mostly people just want to say, oh, I'm good, thank you. How are you? I started to say, oh, I have anxiety. And mostly I got the answer that, oh, I did too for a while. And, oh, I did. And, you know, then you start to talk about it. And everybody's like, almost everybody had anxiety at some point in life.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how normal it is. It shouldn't be normal, you know?
Right, exactly. And but you feel so alone when you do feel that way.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna die at some point. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying.
Something wrong with you. Like it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's figuring out, you know, the way to get through it. And sometimes even just knowing you're not the only person feeling that way. Like you know, it feels like I'm the only person that can't handle something and everybody else does it perfectly. And that's not true. They're all, you know, going through their own struggles at different times.
Yeah, it's true. And I think also that's why it's important to also post about those things and be honest. And also the post I posted, I mean, it took a while before I posted my first pictures of myself, because I really was like not liking it. And just like also doing that and also posting the progress.
Yeah.
I think it's good, because then if people feel the same, you know, it's like, oh, you know, they did it, maybe I can also do it.
Yeah. And that lets people know it's a safe space for that. Like no one is going to say, well, you shouldn't be posting that, or you're not doing good. Like we're all just, you know, here to support people through all of the ups and downs, and it's a journey. It's not, you know, no one ever gets to a point of, oh, everything's perfect and now I'm done. Like that way, you know, we're in it together.
Yeah. And also actually Tracy being so honest about herself and, you know, what she'd been going through.
Yeah. And just having those, like the little after class chats and, you know, knowing different things about what's happened in her life, and she is still on the mat, and you know, it explains like how she uses it to process her own struggles too. Yeah, totally. It's so good. So keep posting all the real stuff also. Right.
We need some glam too.
True. We gotta balance it.
Yeah.
Well, Elizabeth, it's been awesome talking to you today. I appreciate you being interview 181.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, as soon as we're done, the interview will go on to the Instagram page in case anybody missed the beginning. And then in a couple days, it'll go on YouTube forever and ever.
Yay.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, Tamily.